Hey, Oldfluencer here. So I thought I'd make this very casual, barely edited video, lo-fi style. And this theme of this video, as you may know by the title, is 5 bad things about approaching 60 years old. Now, I will make a video in future of some very positive things, but right now I'm feeling like venting a bit. So this is going to be the video about bad things. Excuse the shades. I think as you get older, you get more sensitive to light. That's me without them, and that's me with the shades. So do forgive me for that. Okay, in no particular order, number 5 is how companies just forget about the older generation. I was outside a Marks and Spencer store in London recently, and I'll put the video up now. This is the kind of branding, the kind of models they are hiring. I've got nothing against young people at all, but when I walk around the menswear department in Marks and Spencer's, I do not see these kind of guys shopping there. I just don't see them. So I just think that as you approach 60, you'll find that brands are basically not bothering with you, which is ridiculous really, because you probably got hopefully you've got some decent spending power and you still buy clothes and you still buy stuff, but they seem to be ignoring you unless you are young. They don't want to market to you. Marks and Spencer's is one example where you think that they would cater for an older demographic, but if you go to any kind of sports shop, again, you've got young, very young models, as if you shouldn't really step inside. And also I've noticed it annoyingly with companies that are creating video gear for influencers, as they assume that all influencers are young, therefore all their ads, whether it's microphones or cameras or lenses or whatever, all targeted to younger influencers. You rarely see any older influencers in those ads. Maybe somebody will watch this and they'll hire me. I'm just kidding, I don't have a huge audience as I record this, but let's hope things might change there. Okay, number 4 is something about personal style. I guess it's other older people that kind of annoy me. The fact that when they get old, they suddenly forget about what it was to be young, and they sort of dress old. Like they wear ridiculous like chinos. If you wear chinos, I do apologize, but they wear like a chinos, maybe in a red or pink, a very smart little shirt with a collar and sandals, and I don't know, everyone's free to wear what they want, but I find it a little bit annoying that people kind of go, in my opinion, downhill with what they're wearing. They maybe don't feel they can wear the things they used to wear. And if you do wear things like, you know, this cool Adidas top and these shades, and I'm not a fashion guru, but if you do wear them, you do get stared at a little bit, like, why is that old dude wearing this stuff? Particularly, I guess also if you wear cool sneakers, and I think everybody should wear cool sneakers, but if you do when you're older, you do get some looks like, well, some people are probably saying, wow, cool dude, cool sneakers. Other people are saying, why is that guy dressed like he's a 25-year-old rapper? Do you know what I mean? People kind of judge you, and there's a certain expectation about what you should wear. Okay, moving on, and do excuse the plane noise right now, and actually, coincidentally, number 3 on my list is you do feel more irritated about noise. I live in London, and I'm finding it increasingly noisy. You just go into any cafe, and there's lots of people talking at the top of their heads, mostly people in their teens, 20s, who, in my opinion, talk way too loud, but maybe I'm just getting more sensitive to it. So I guess you get more sensitive to very exuberant people who have no sense of their own space. They want to encroach on your space, particularly audio-wise. Okay, number 2, people start to speak to you very loudly. Now, I do appreciate that older people do get first signs of hearing loss. If you're suffering from that, I'm very sorry for that. But generally, people assume that you might be losing your hearing. So, as an example, I went into an optician the other day inquiring about a eye test, and the girl there, who was nice, but she shouted out very loudly, you know what, you're nearly 60. If you wait till you're 60, you won't have to pay for your eye test. And she was super loud. You know, I like to keep things a bit discreet. I don't really enjoy the concept of becoming 60. I'm obviously 59 as I talk. So again, day to day in cafes and things like that, people do tend to shout at you a little bit. They tend to treat you a little bit differently. So I find that a little bit annoying. Okay, and number 1, and sorry to end on a bit of a dark note, but you really do feel that your life ahead is much shorter than what's behind you. I feel like I'm entering my last quarter, really, which sounds really gloomy. But some of the things that I maybe plan to do all my life thinking, oh, I wish I could do that, or I'm going to do that. I realize now I actually can't do it. There's some things that may be super physical, or just some things in this society that if you're not young or young enough, you cannot do. I'm thinking like in the creative arts particularly. I was a former TV director. I wouldn't get hired now. I worked on a lot of shows, reality style shows. I worked for MTV in the past. I just wouldn't get hired now because I'm too old for the demographic that are watching those shows. You need to obviously get on with the people who are in the shows if you're directing it, and I'm way too old. I never really managed to get into the highbrow, David Attenborough documentary kind of thing where I guess you could work much older. That was never my thing. So I was much more into the entertainment style of TV, and although I've left TV several years ago now, I wouldn't get back into it now. There's also a bit of a crisis going on in that industry, but I just wouldn't fit anymore. So there's certain things that you think, well, I would have liked to have directed that, or maybe I want to direct a movie, like a feature film or something, and I know that I won't be able to do that. So there's certain things that I'm kind of a little annoyed, kicking myself, that I didn't try and do when I was younger. I'm sure there's plenty of things I can do, like making YouTube videos as well, and I hope you'll join me for this journey and subscribe as well. Wasn't that sneaky to add that subscribe call to action in there? So yes, how do you feel about that? Do you feel energized by the time you've got left to do loads of things? Do you feel a little bit of regret for the past, the things you haven't done? I'd love to know in the comments. Anyway, that's it from me. Like I said, I will be making some more positive videos as well about approaching 60 and being 60. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.